Here we have probably the most common gas fire remote control set that you will find in the UK, and we're going to use it as an example here just to cover a few points that you might find useful. So it's comprised here of a remote control on the left, then we've got the cable that joins to the receiver that you can see here on the right, and the cable from the receiver goes in your gas fire to the gas control valve. Every remote control, provided it's not so old and worn badly, will generally have a label on the back, and that will give you a reference number, which is always useful to quote when you're looking for a replacement, and also when you're looking at replacing your receiver, there'll be a label on the side giving a reference number. Those reference numbers are always very important. The set here can be sold as all three items, which would typically replace everything you need in a gas fire, but you can buy just the remote control by itself, or you could buy the receiver unit with the cable, or indeed buy all three in one box. Buying all three in one box is typically going to be more cost effective. Buying them as individual items will be a little bit more expensive. If you think you need a new remote control, make sure you quote the correct reference number that you find on the back. If the label is so badly worn that you can't read it, go into your gas fire and check the reference number on the receiver. While you're there, make sure that you check that those metal contacts have no rust or green and blue deposits caused by batteries that have leaked in the past. Because when they leak, not only do they cause corrosion, but they damage the circuit boards that are underneath the batteries. And the best advice is throw that unit away and buy a new one. If you want to try something else, good luck. It's not recommended by engineers to do that. In fact, it can be dangerous, but that's your decision. With that receiver, you will get the cable set, of course. With the cable set, your old cable may indeed have a block connector on one end, and it might only have two wires. This confuses a lot of people, but of the two wires that you need, you can disregard, in this particular example, the two smallest connectors, and these remaining other pair are not even the same size, but those will be the ones that you need to connect, as in the example of this, the most common set that you will buy. If you don't know the remote you need, always make sure go and check the receiver. That will dictate which remote you need to order. A bit more about remote controls. In this example, it won't work unless you hold down the small button when asking for the flame to be increased. That's a little tip that a lot of people need to know about. At any particular time when you're testing your remote control, this particular design has got a red LED. Very important to note when you're considering have you got a faulty remote is that you should always put brand new batteries in. Old batteries found in the drawer at home may be there for some time, may have been used for another purpose, may have become damaged by being put into something that was faulty and has damaged the battery. So golden rule, always check and test your remote with a new battery. That's the square 9-volt batteries that fit inside the back door here. At any given time when you're trying a remote, you might be inclined to think that it's fully functional and working with a battery fitted because you're seeing the red LED light and you're pushing the buttons and you're thinking that's all good. But if the battery in it is very weak, it might light up the red button, but a weak battery doesn't mean it's activating the ultrasonic component at the end that sends a signal to the receiver unit. So a poor battery may prevent it working, and a faulty component there, the transducer, could also be the fault. There is no way, unfortunately, that I can tell you or you can diagnose at home, is that 100% faulty or not. And a receiver unit, when it's been fitted with batteries, will flash momentarily from that little red light as you put the last of the 4 batteries in, and it will flash each time you successfully send a signal from the remote to the receiver. That's about all I can think of for you at the moment. Hope that helps you. Thanks very much.